Hello, I'm Troy Hayden. Welcome to In the Loop. At 12 News, we cover our entire state, including the incredible growth we're seeing right here in the West Valley. From Peoria to Buckeye, from Glendale to Goodyear, and here in Avondale, we stay on top of what's happening for you. Here's In the Loop.
Walk into Alice Cooper's Solid Rock Teen Center.
Everything about this place is community.
And you'll see it's someplace cool.
Every kid's got talent. You just find it.
On any given day, kids are invited to fill these rooms.
This is their place. This is their clubhouse. This is where they can hang out and be safe.
And play instruments, dance, paint, sing, or produce music.
We have a 72-track recording studio in there. So a guitar player will find a bass player, will find a drummer, and find a singer, write some songs, and they go in and record them. So, I mean, this is an all-purpose place.
Even if they've never picked up an instrument or don't own one, Cooper says all they need is passion.
You must be a teen between the ages of 12 and 20. That's it.
And you have to open the door and come
walk in.
Everything's already here. Every single thing that you need is here already. It's pianos, drums, guitars, art classes, video classes.
Dance.
And some of the kids come in here and they walk out of here. There's a couple of guitar players I'd put in my band right now.
The center is Alice Cooper's third Arizona location, but first in the West Valley.
We've seen kids come through the program and gone on to become professionals, to start their own band, to come back and work at the teen center. But whatever they have learned here has served them well in whatever profession they chose to pursue.
The goal is to provide an inclusive space where artists can grow, all at no cost.
And that's because, you know, we realize that a lot of kids have got talent, but they can't take it any further because they can't afford it. Well, this is all free, and we have the best teachers around.
Which sometimes could be someone unexpected.
We've had Rob Halford come in. We've had John Five.
You know, Johnny Depp said, put in a black box theater and I'll teach improv.
You never know who to expect.
There's no pressure to the kids.
There's no grading. There's no final test.
It's just about having fun.
You just come in and do it at your own pace.
And gives them the chance to live their dreams, sometimes turning them to reality. Jay Cunningham, 12 News.
Using pencil to paper.
Faces are very hard to capture sometimes.
And a victim or witness's memory.
Every drawing I start with is kind of just a mapping process.
Forensic sketch artist Michael Bonacera can bring a simple description to life.
From all the nose, eyes, ears, jaw shape, it creates that one person.
For decades, detectives have successfully found people of interest based on these sketches. Now Bonacera found a way to make these drawings even more realistic.
The first one, it made my jaw drop. Like, I was like, that is the person, if I was to see an image in my mind of a real person from that sketch.
With artificial intelligence, Bonacera asked ChatGPT to generate an image based on his sketch. He then shows it to the victim or witness, who can make simple edits until it's just right.
You can then ask it to age it 5 years, 3 years, 10 years, and it's a swipe.
Goodyear Police released its first AI-generated image to the public with hopes of identifying an attempted kidnapping suspect.
It's not probable cause for us to arrest somebody based off my drawing. And that's just always, that's been around forever. It's just to get us to that possible lead so we could talk to that person.
Bonacera says AI won't take his job.
There has to be that interview process. You have to have some skills to get on that piece of paper and then put it into the program to generate that image.
But it will open doors for investigations, past and present.
And we're going to take cold cases, and these are from years and years ago, that they didn't maybe identify these people with the drawing, but now taking it and making it a real person is huge.
In Goodyear, Gabriela Becerra, 12 News Today in AZ.
Doc flew for the active duty Air Force from 1945 to 1956.
At 99 feet long with a 141-foot wingspan,
It's a technological advancement for the time.
the B-29 Doc has quite the story.
The B-17, which is another Boeing product, was built 7 or 8 years before it. In 7 years, they were able to triple the bomb load and double the distance with this airplane. It was the first airplane to be pressurized, which meant it could fly above 30,000 feet. You didn't have to wear oxygen. You didn't have to worry about catching frostbite. There's actually a seat right up here.
Mark Novak is Doc's chief pilot.
As she aged out, they gave her to the Navy, and the Navy sat her over in the Mojave Desert for 44 years, started to deteriorate.
Luckily, the Super Fortress was found and restored. In 2017, she took off touring the country.
It's not like anything anybody else has ever flown.
Reminding people of her greatness.
The whole idea of the airplane is to, honor the men who flew them, the women who built them. Flying the airplane is the best way to show it and hear it and touch it and feel it.
And how old was he in that picture?
18.
That's Kara Hansen's father, Harry Trimble. He was a B-29 navigator.
And I remember him talking about it often and about how huge the plane was and about how they really had to coordinate what they did as a flight crew.
His stories now tangible.
It's very exciting.
Especially as she sat for the first time where he did many years ago.
I commend these people for all the hours that they've put in to do this and to take the time to travel across the United States to offer the opportunity to people like me.
As fans line up to see this moving piece of history.
People are just amazed that it flies.
Novak says the B-29 dock has a lot of life left in her.
We owe so much to that, the greatest generation, but our grandmas and grandpas and aunts and uncles that went out and they did something that they didn't want to do, but they did it and defended freedom and advanced the American cause.
And she'll continue to fly to help keep her story and the stories of so many others alive and honored. Jay Cunningham, 12 News.
This isn't your typical chips and pop pit stop. We're grabbing snacks inside the oldest continuously operating market in State 48.
If you're from South Phoenix and you say Delonte Market, you know exactly where it is.
This is the intersection of 27th Avenue and Dobbins, and that building behind me is called the Delonte Market. The original name was Brucher's. This business has been open the longest of any business in the entire state, serving this area since 1908, before Arizona became a state.
Why do you think out of all the markets in Arizona, this holds that title?
In the early days, this area of Levine was very isolated, and this was the only grocery store in the area. And this place was all farmers and ranchers, so they relied on this place to get whatever they needed. There's a hitching post right over there on the right, and people still ride their horses up here and shop. It was not just a market, it was a place for people to come and gather and talk about what was going on in the community.
There's not just sweets in store, but lots of sweet memories for generations of Phoenicians here.
I'm born and raised in South Phoenix, and as a kid, I would ride my bike with my friends. Come on over to the market and grab something to drink, refresh ourselves. It's just little things like that that just warm your heart and make you feel that you're still at home.
If that building is gone, we lose the stories associated with it. Buildings are our touchstone to our history.
This historic building has even been the backdrop for commercials and movie scenes.
It's important for people to come and experience where we all came from and where things started.
I'm so glad that the proprietors of this place have continued to keep the tradition alive.
Whether it's a sentimental stop or your first time in, you'll quickly see why the Delonte Market is a hidden gem. In Phoenix, Crystal Long, 12 News.
In Glendale Tuesday, as Mario Andredy and his family opened a new indoor karting and games center.
This is it, this is the facility that we finally made it here in Glendale, and we're so excited to have this, the opportunity to be showcased what we have.
This location is the family's second in the valley and includes everything from bowling, laser tag, arcade games, and of course racing.
This area means a great deal to me because I used to spend so much time here in Phoenix racing, testing. And so again, we're very proud of what we have here.
Others also fueled by the excitement and were geared up for a good time.
Just having something exciting to do close to home is really great.
Jasmine Smiley and her son couldn't wait to take a spin around and says the addition of a place like this in the West Valley revs up the dance moves and memories.
It's definitely family friendly. It's a focus on opportunities for families to get out and do things together, but it's also a great opportunity opportunity for growth, for careers, and just to have fun.
I was hoping to be the first one on the car is what I was hoping for.
Glendale Mayor Jerry Wires is thrilled to welcome this new business to the city and invites others to shift their attention to the West Valley.
We have a city that's welcoming. We want people to come here. Never in my wildest imagination would have believed that Mario Andredy, his family, would be opening up a building here in this city, and then I'd get a chance to meet somebody that I used to watch race a long time ago. So it's very inspirational for me. It's exciting.
With the place officially open, things are off to a flying start.
Well, we have the whole family here, and again, it's a matter of pride. And we have plenty of that, and like I said, just happy times.
And as people go and test their need for speed,
I think it's fun because we're able to create memories together.
They say this place is on track to being a big win for the West Valley. Jay Cunningham, 12 News.
You're going to go to your mailbox and say, what is this? Why am I being asked to vote in the springtime?
It's the question Glendale residents will no doubt ask themselves when a ballot arrives at their home this week. The ballot will be brief, asking for a yes or no vote on a zoning agreement between Vi Resort and the city of Glendale.
That little parcel of land just adjacent to that building.
That's right.
The question revolves around that 10-acre piece of land southeast of the Vi Resort along 95th Avenue.
The Glendale City Council, on multiple occasions, has unanimously approved the zoning update to bring that building online. It's been referred to the ballot by an out-of-state interest group, and now the question's put before Glendale voters.
Garrick Taylor and Vi Resort encourage voters to vote yes and allow the plot of land to become a parking lot connected to their corporate headquarters. The entire Vi Resort plan, an 11,000-seat amphitheater, hotels and villas, even a roller coaster and luxury day beds, is expected to bring in over $2 billion in tax revenue.
They need to generate good jobs. Those are going to be good jobs here. Retail jobs, tourism taxes, heads in beds, helping to fund the services that Glendale depends on. Core city services like public safety, the library, Parks and Rec. We need good jobs, and a yes vote gets us closer to bringing those jobs online.
So one of the coolest aspects of Vi Resort being built here is this roller coaster here all around us. But a big question for voters here in Glendale coming up in the next month is, can this land here to my right belong to Vi Resort? The pieces to complete the roller coaster are here, but in order to fully build it, voters have to give them the go-ahead.
When folks drive up and down the 101, they might say, well, gosh, that roller coaster's been under construction for a while, isn't it? Why isn't it completed?
Taylor says another sliver of land, currently condemned land belonging to the Arizona Department of Transportation, is also at question on your ballot. A yes vote means Vi Resort can take over the land to finish construction on that roller coaster. The coalition asking for a no vote from residents is called Worker Power. They have not responded to an interview request from 12 News, but they claim the parcel of land along 95th Avenue is zoned for parks and open space, and they claim residents who live nearby do not want a parking lot instead.
Nothing's being removed here. There's no asset that's being canceled. This is the development for the Vi Resort headquarters being brought into the overall development.
In Glendale, Sean Rice, 12 News.
Thanks for watching. You can catch more In the Loop coverage on our 12 Plus app and on 12news.com.